Russell were 4 miles out, their nets heavy with cod, when a sight unlike any they'd seen before caught their attention. A colossal iceberg, chipped and worn by the relentless sea, loomed ahead. A strange bulge, shaped like a whale's tail, protruded from its side. And perched precariously on the very peak of this icy precipice, something stirred.
"What in tarnation?" Cliff muttered, squinting at the distant figure.
As they approached, the figure came into focus.
It was a small, colorful creature, clinging desperately to the ice.
At first, they assumed it was a seal, a young one perhaps, caught in the throes of its molting season. But as they drew closer, the truth dawned on them. "It's a fox!" Mallory exclaimed, his voice tinged with a mix of disbelief and concern. A northern polar fox, its white fur tinged with a hint of rusty brown, was stranded on the crest of the crumbling iceberg, its fate sealed in the vast, unforgiving ocean. Hungry gulls, drawn by the scent of desperation, were already circling ominously overhead. The fishermen couldn't turn away. They knew they had to do something, even though the animal seemed resolute in its own desperate fight for survival. They cautiously maneuvered the boat close to the ice, calling out to the frightened creature. But the fox wouldn't budge. "He's scared, Mallory," Cliff said, his voice low. "We gotta help him." It was a struggle. They had to gently pry the fox from its icy perch, using a long pole to coax it onto the boat. The animal resisted, its small body trembling with fear. In the end, they had to break a chunk of ice free and carefully lift the fox onto the deck. Once inside the boat, the fox calmed. It was clear the animal was weak, its fur matted and its eyes filled with a haunted look. There were no visible wounds, but its haggard appearance spoke of a long struggle against the elements. It had likely climbed onto the ice floe in search of food, only to find itself trapped as the ice began to break apart. For the first few hours, the fox sat huddled in the corner of the boat, refusing any food. The fishermen watched with concern, unsure if they had saved it from one ordeal only to condemn it to another. Then, slowly, a change occurred. The fox, perhaps sensing their kindness, started to venture out of its corner. It cautiously sniffed at the sausages and crackers they offered, and eventually, hunger won over fear. It devoured a few bites, a tiny spark of life flickering back into its eyes. By nightfall, they reached the mainland. They carried the fox, its small body surprisingly heavy, deep into the wilderness, away from the treacherous waters. They released it near a cluster of old dog kennels, a place known for its abundance of small rodents. Mallory, ever the storyteller, liked to say that their newfound friend took a liking to the kennels, sometimes visiting for an impromptu snack. The fishermen continued to check on the fox, leaving food and water for their unexpected companion.